Over a period of last 2 years, the MPV market in India is really hotted up, and the latest addition to this MPV market is the new Renault Lodgy. Well, they are trying to take up the benchmark of the MPV market, which is the Toyota Innova, and that too at a price difference of whooping 5 lakhs of rupees at the top end model. The top end Lodgy is going to cost you 11,79,000 rupees. Well, whether it's worth it or not, I'll have to test the car and come back to you. But as of just now, as the car appears to the naked eye, looks very pretty and looks very functional. Let's wait and watch whether it is really functional or it's logical. There was a time when it came to diesel driven cars, the equation was that diesel means lot of noise, lot of vibrations. In other words, in today's language, the NVH was very, very obvious. But as the technology has progressed, cars have become smoother, quicker, and the NVH has been taken care of. And this Renault Lodgy is a perfect example of NVH being handled very well. The Dci engine on this Renault is really super smooth. When it's idling, when it's running, you cannot hear it, you cannot feel it. It's really amazing. Not forgetting the fact that the ride quality on this Renault is absolutely outstanding. At lower speeds, through potholes and everything, she goes so well that there's hardly any feel on the steering or on the seat that you are going through the rough. Don't forget the fact that today the Innova is a benchmark in this country. But this addition of the Lodgy, the Renault Lodgy, is going to turn the tables. That's what I feel. Don't forget, this Lodgy has much more room inside than the Innova. The NVH is definitely better taken care of than the Innova. How is the component lasting ability? Is it as good as the Innova? Only time will tell. But to look at the car as a totality, I think she, if not stands at par, could be slightly better than the Innova. All the controls, everything inside, the fit and finish is absolutely at top level. There's nothing you can point fingers at, and that is the reason that I am tempted to compare it to an Innova, because Innova fits the slot in all respects. The sitting position, the front view from the windscreen, everything is absolutely on the mark. What is the engine performance? The way she is running, the 6-speed gearbox and the Dci engine from Renault is an absolute pleasure to drive. What fuel consumption I am going to get, only time will tell. But compared to the rest of the MPVs, I think this Renault Lodgy is going to go places. The front row on this Renault Lodgy, there's lots of legroom, as much as you can really think of. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to go to the second row and see how it feels. Well, the legroom in the second row is also adequate, and I feel that I should also go into the third row and see how it feels. The third row also has adequate legroom. What does it mean? It means that this is a true MPV. It can be a 7-seater, it can be an 8-seater, and things don't stop there. Behind the third row and the hatch at the back, there is adequate space to put your luggage. How much there is, we'll go and have a look. But there is one more thing which I want to add to this story, and that is that this has a strengthened roof rail at the top, where there is a fitment available where you can bolt in a complete carrier which is capable of taking all your luggage, or maybe a boat if you are fond of boating, or skis if you are fond of skiing, and cycles if you are fond of cycling. Well, for skiing you will have to go to Kashmir, but I am sure this car will take you to Kashmir by road also. She is a very capable long distance runner. We were talking about the space available behind the third row, and here it is. There is adequate space for putting small suitcases. Look, gentlemen, the most spectacular feature of this Lodgy is that you remove the rear seat, the third row, very easily removable, put it outside, and what's available to you is a mind-boggling space, length, breadth and height-wise. You can load what you want, you can put a mattress and go to sleep, 4 of you can sit and play cards or have a party. Not only that, the loading area is so flat and nice that you can load anything in it, probably have an overhang of 2-3 feet, it doesn't make a difference. But the flexibility is mind-boggling, and I don't think there are other MPVs on the market which can let you do all this. Well, gentlemen, I have come to the end of the test for this Renault Lodgy, and you know what is my logical conclusion regarding this Lodgy? That it is one of the finest MPVs you can lay your hands on. As far as performance is concerned, refinement is concerned, fit and finish is concerned, space inside is concerned, handling is concerned, the overall feel of the vehicle is really amazing. One has to drive it to believe it. There is one important factor, that what is the component lasting ability on this car? Well, only time is going to tell whether it is as good as the competition or not. But my present logical conclusion is that this is one of the finest MPVs you can lay your hands on and still have 5 lakhs of rupees left for you to buy a hatchback for your family. Well, the only logical final conclusion for me is to sit in the car and drive off, because the road for this car in the Indian market, for me it looks far out.